Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true. You risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue.
Hello students, welcome to class. I'm Miss Katie, that vegan teacher. Before we go any further, I just want to make sure that you can read my shirt. It says here, if you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser. I know you don't like to hear that, a lot of you, but hey, you're welcome to try to change my mind. Good luck with that. But you know what, we're not going to talk about my t-shirt right now. We're going to be talking about this documentary that you guys told me I should have a look at. Now this is actually not the documentary itself, but it is an 8-minute and 26-second video about it. So let's see what it says here. It says the documentary they don't want you to see. Let's look anyway.
Is there any threat or danger making a film like this?
Yeah, you just wait and see. You just wait and see.
What? Wait, why? This is just about religion. This is just about good people. Good people are religious, right? They pray to God, they try to do the right thing, try to get to heaven. How is this going to be? Why the scary music? What's going on?
You have no idea of the far-reaching power of the church. They will stop at nothing to keep this truth from getting known.
What?
Is there a spiritual way to kill an animal? I'll put it this way. How would Jesus kill an animal?
Is there a peaceful way to kill it?
Good question. How would Jesus kill an animal? Yeah, can you just picture it? Can you picture Jesus just taking a knife and just like stabbing a lamb? I can't. Mr. Peaceful, Mr. Love and Joy and Heaven and Kumbaya. Maybe he would just take an animal and just like, strangle her. Like, I don't think so. There's no way that Jesus would ever hurt an animal.
Jesus is vegan now and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true. You risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue.
And that's why I'm Christian sometimes. Sometimes Christianity makes sense. Not always, though. Anyway, let's keep watching.
An animal.
I think we need to wrap things up.
Ooh, the old footage of when they're trying to cover something up and they say, okay, that's enough.
Is there a spiritual way to kill an animal? I'll put it this way. How would Jesus kill an animal?
Christspiracy.
Is there a
Did you see
peaceful way to kill an
Cowspiracy?
animal?
I think we need to wrap things up.
What's this thing about animals, guys? What's this thing about eating animals?
So wait, that was on Kickstarter. What does it say here? What's he saying?
All the time. You want to know about more Buddhist stuff, don't you?
Is there a spiritual way to eat animals? And if so, is there a spiritual way to kill an animal? And what would Jesus do? This one transcendent question led me from my career in gospel music to the co-creator of Christspiracy.
New documentary, Christspiracy.
You know, the documentary.
Did you see it? Did you see Cowspiracy? Did you see Seaspiracy? Did you see What the Health? How about the Game Changers? If you guys haven't seen these videos yet, you really should. They're very interesting documentaries. I'm looking forward to seeing this one as well.
About how the world's being blown up by cow farts. And What the Health.
What the Health? Have you seen it?
It's, you know, the plant-based mega hit that got a lot of beef.
Especially from Beef Magazine.
Filled with a lot of propaganda. Nonsense.
Propaganda.
And of course, Seaspiracy.
Netflix documentary that everyone is talking about. It's called Seaspiracy.
The film many of you thought should be entitled Conspiracy.
We see what you did there, but no.
Love them or hate them, these bold and independent controversial documentary films expose some of the biggest
collusions amongst some of the most infamous industries.
The Diabetes Association,
Yes.
They are funded by these meat and dairy organisations.
Oh, Russell Brand. He did a video about me, actually. He's vegan, but he should be more outspoken about the subject, in my view. He doesn't talk about veganism or the animals anywhere near enough.
And these pharmaceutical companies, the cancer organizations, similarly.
And these films have been some of the most viewed and discussed documentaries ever featured on Netflix, with Seaspiracy garnering over 6 billion impressions across press and social media in just the first 2 weeks of release.
And now, we're joining with you to release the biggest and boldest chapter yet, Christspiracy. Not to be confused with Christpiracy. No, this isn't a religious debunking film or about pirates. Now let's go talk with my co-director, who you may recognize for more updates from the studio.
Welcome to Spiracy Studios, and these are co-producers.
Looks real high tech, guys. Oh, look at the little lamb. How can anyone eat a lamb? I used to have a little dog that size. Her name was Lacey. Crazy. You know, once you become vegan, I've been vegan now for 7 years. Once you become vegan and you're on the other side, you just look back and you think, how could I ever have done that? Ever have paid anyone to hurt an animal? But you know, we're all stuck in it. We're all stuck in cognitive dissonance where our head and our hearts are all mixed up and we don't know right from wrong, and we look at everybody around us and we think it must be okay because everyone else is doing it, but it's not okay. You guys, don't forget, you were all born vegan. Nobody here wanted to hurt animals when they were little. It's not your fault that your parents took away your vegan virginity. It's not. You were just an obedient child who opened your mouth when your parents came at you with a spoonful of peas or a spoonful of carrots. You didn't know the difference. But now that you're older, now that I'm here, you do know. So now you have a moral responsibility to be vegan, and not just vegan, but an actual vegan animal rights activist. Out of the closet. All right, let's keep watching.
Hi, I'm Kip, the co-creator of Cowspiracy, What the Health, and Seaspiracy.
And I'm Cam, and we're co-directors of the biggest and boldest chapter in the series yet, Christspiracy.
This film, 5 years in the making, is the closest and dearest to me because it's the final piece of the puzzle. Whereas our previous films focused on the environment and health, this one dives deep into the spiritual and ethical aspects of our relationship with animals in a way never seen before. Cam's question led us on a global exploration asking, is there a spiritual or ethical way to kill animals for food? From Christians to Muslims, Hindus, yogis, and Buddhists, including the Dalai Lama, to looking for answers at happy regenerative farms and spiritual hunting clubs, to exploring the psychological, philosophical, and social justice impact of raising and killing the same amount of animals as 10 times the entire human population every single year.
Every single year. Wow, let's listen to that again, guys. Let's go back. You can press the letter J and it goes back 10 seconds.
Philosophical and social justice impact of raising and killing the same amount of animals as 10 times the entire human population every single year. Plus,
that's an insane amount of animals. My goodness. How can people eat that many animals? Crazy.
it's the history of where this all started.
Where did it start?
The journey of making this film, after speaking with spiritual leaders, theologians, archaeologists, translators of lost scrolls, and even whistleblowers, we uncovered one of the biggest cover-ups in the last 2,000 years that will transform the course of history and how we look at religion, spirituality, and animals forever, and spark a movement of unity and compassion around the world.
This film was first slated as a Netflix original, but it turned out they had a different vision than we did. This film is controversial, and it is also courageous and compelling. It has to be told as is.
So we made the bold decision to buy our film back from Netflix and turn it into something more. It's not just a movie.
Wait, what? You were going to show it on Netflix? It was going to be a Netflix original, but they didn't want you to show all the footage? Why? What did they try to hide? What did they want you to take away? Oh my goodness, I want to hear that again. Oh, that's too bad.
Transform the course of history and how we look at religion, spirituality, and animals forever, and spark a movement of unity and compassion around the world.
This film was first slated as a Netflix original, but it turned out they had a different vision than we did. This film is controversial, and it is also courageous and compelling. It has to be told as is.
So we made the bold decision to buy our film back from Netflix and turn it into something more. It's not just a movie, it's a movement, and that's where you come in.
You are truly the reason that Cowspiracy, What the Health, and Seaspiracy were some of the most successful and viral documentaries of the last decade.
Lord knows that I promoted them a lot. If you haven't seen them yet, once again, please go ahead and watch them. They truly are very interesting and life-changing.
Now, with your support, together, we can finalize this film and make it freely accessible to you and everyone around the world through a pay-it-forward model.
We've been hard at work building our pay-it-forward platform, where everyone has a chance to watch, support, and share the film with those that can't afford it. Now, we just need your support to get this gift economy snowball rolling, and you'll receive an exclusive first look at the film, along with some amazing perks.
You even have the opportunity to become a producer with your name in the credits and be forever etched in the history books.
Your future grandchildren will be grateful for it. Also, a percentage of all pay-it-forward proceeds from the film release will go to animal rescues and tree planting former livestock ranches.
So please, help us reach our...
That is very cool. Okay, so they're trying to raise money. When was this video posted? Okay, 6 days ago. What's the date today? November 8th. Okay, so they're still raising money for this video, for this documentary. Interesting. Interesting. I think I'm gonna sponsor them, because you know, people like that really help the world a lot. This seems like it's gonna be a really cool video.
Our minimum target to finish the film and create massive global impact. We have stretch goals to help support the film reach our goal of 1 billion views.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. Guys, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's great. 1 billion people watching it. Well, I guess you're going to be translating it in different languages, right? Okay. That makes sense then. I was just trying to think how many people speak English on the planet. I mean, most? Maybe? I don't know. I'm in Italy here, and I'm always shocked at how little people speak English around me. Not that many. I thought everybody was going to know English, and it was going to be easy for me, but nope. Anyway.
This critical mass will further empower this already blooming worldwide movement of compassion for all beings.
Yes.
Together, let's make the biggest impact the world has ever seen since, well, 2,000 years ago.
Trust us, it's going to be biblical. Pun intended.
It's going to be biblical.
Is there any danger making a film like this?
Yeah, you just wait and see. You just wait and see.
Creepy.
The temple's a kind of a bank, really. The money that is flowing into that place is beyond belief.
Everyone in the Western world's entire life is affected by the church.
We're talking about some of the most powerful, profitable industries on the planet.
I know in Italy here, there's a church everywhere. There's churches in my town here, all over the place. But I don't see signs of other religions, really. A lot of churches. A lot of immigrants, though, and maybe they just haven't had the money yet to build their places of worship. But yeah, there's a lot of people that go to church. Almost everything stops. And as I walk down the street here in Italy, in my small town where I'm living now, I see people just, as soon as they're walking past the church, or even on their bicycles, I've even seen it on a motorcycle, people will go like this, just going by the church. I've never seen that in Canada. So yeah, a lot of religious people here.
Industry operates on the basis of guns, political...
Or at least superficially. Whether they actually believe in God, or follow God, or the 10 Commandments, that's another thing. Right? Because some of the commandments, 2 of them in particular, are thou shalt not kill. And people always say, oh, that only applies to humans. Okay, I don't think so. And then they say, one of the commandments is thou shalt not steal. And I point out that, you know, you're stealing from animals. You're stealing their eggs. You're stealing their milk. You're stealing their honey. You're stealing their freedom. You're stealing their babies. In the dairy industry, that's what they do. They steal the baby boy cows because they're considered to be useless. They steal the mother's milk. They steal their freedom. They steal their lives. So, religious people who say that they believe in God and the Bible, they maybe should look at the scriptures a little bit more closely and actually follow the 10 Commandments.
Support, media support manipulated with money, backed by religious feelings.
It's a conspiracy of silence. Nobody talks about it, nobody shows it.
When I'm thinking, I'm not thinking what to say, but what not to say. Yeah.
Animals were the first form of money. Live.
Animals were the first form of money. Traded like slaves. Treated as objects.
Stock. The buying and selling of sacrificial animals was what sustained the temple.
It looks like the government working in collusion with the temple committee.
It's a mafia.
Yeah, we have to blur out.
A mafia. Still? Now? In 2023?
This guy's face or helping him. Otherwise, they're going.
I'm in Italy. And I've been told, oh, don't worry about the mafia. Should we be? Nah. We're going to convince them all to be vegan. Because even the mafia guys have some heart, right? They don't really want to hurt animals, do they? Do they?
He was crucified for disrupting the culture of the time.
Many scriptures have been...
Yes, and that's what animal rights activists do. We disrupt culture. We disrupt things to let people know that there's a problem. If we don't disrupt, if we don't jump up and down and yell and scream and do silly things and crazy things to get people's attention, nobody will pay attention. That's why on social media, I do everything that I can to get people's attention. Over on TikTok, where I have 822,000 followers right now, I do lives every day. I literally dance to Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees to get that group of people interested. I do singing, I make up songs, play my ukulele, I teach, I have these cards that I use to teach with, you know, things like, oh, I don't know, what have I got here? Things I go to stores and I hold up these kinds of signs that say this is an animal who didn't want to die. I do videos like that. You guys have seen a whole bunch of them, right? And I have signs that say live and let the animals live too. And I show that to people who say, oh, let us live our lives. Stop bothering us. Anyway, I have a whole bunch here. I'm not going to go through those right now though. Let's keep watching.
Been really tampered with.
The truth is that the temple at the time of Jesus was a mass slaughterhouse.
The temple of Jesus was a mass slaughterhouse. Isn't that lovely? I was really hoping that it wouldn't be that. So what is the point? Maybe that's why they didn't want to put this on Netflix, because they thought that they would offend everybody and people would unsubscribe from Netflix. All the Christian people who don't want to be told the truth about what's really going on.
How would Jesus kill an animal?
That I have no idea.
Him saying, I can kill this animal, or let's do that again. That's not good.
It's easier to cover up the truth than to talk about it.
If your films affect people's beliefs, that will make you a threat in their eyes, and industry will move to neutralize the threat.
When going against mainstream beliefs, especially religious beliefs, you can expect to be threatened.
You only have to look at the incident of the cleansing of the temple.
He drove them out of the temple, cattle, sheep, and all.
It was that act that precipitated his trial and his execution.
Do they want us activists to be crucified?
You have no idea.
Wow, do they want activists to be crucified? It seems like it sometimes. They're definitely trying to cover things up. I mean, look what's happening with Wayne Shung right now. He was just put in jail, in a cell, for 23 hours a day. For doing what? Saving an animal's life. Absolute insanity. By the way, if you don't know about that, go and Google his name, Wayne Shung. Direct action everywhere. Make sure you write letters to him in jail. Let him know that we're not stopping. We haven't forgotten about him. We never will. And this only emboldens us. We're going to keep fighting for the animals and for those who defend them. Vegan phobia is real, and it's wrong. It's evil, and we're here to call it out. And this is a reminder to all of you vegan animal rights activists. Do not be afraid to use the word vegan phobia. If you think that somebody has been prejudicial towards you for being vegan, treated you badly in a restaurant, maybe your boss at work, maybe even a nurse or a doctor, anybody in your life, let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious about this. I'm writing a book about the subject, actually.
Far-reaching power of the church. They will stop at nothing to keep this truth from getting out.
I think we need to wrap things up.
Jesus!
Jesus is vegan now, and God is too. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan too. Fuck milk, cheese, eggs, or any kind of meat. Buy broccoli, tofu, and vegan food to eat. God wants us to be kind to the animals, or it's true, you risk getting roasted on the devil's barbecue.
I wonder what they cut out. Maybe they're being deliberately secretive about it and trying to stay friends with Netflix in case Netflix wants to buy it back again if they see it and see that people like it. I don't know. I don't know if they can do that once they've said, no, we're not buying it. Would kind of take some guts, right? Some courage. Anyway, guys, it seems like a very interesting movie to me. I suggest that we sign up. I suggest that we pay them a little money forward. Look at these guys living out of a little camper. I don't know, that's just for show, but you know, they seem like pretty down-to-earth guys, and they're trying to tell the truth, and that's important in life. So please go ahead, subscribe to this channel here. I'm going to do it right now. Click. Now I'm going to press the notification bell. Where is the bell here? Where's the bell? Hey, where'd the bell go? Who let the bell go? Who? Do they not have a bell? Oh, here it is. Subscribe and press the notification bell. Okay, all. There we go. All right. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Click on them. Be curious. Follow this channel and look around. I know I act like a fool in many of the videos. I'm just doing whatever to get attention. No, I don't really hate Cocomelon. But hey, got to get your attention somehow, so you think about the animals. Don't eat, wear, or use them in the future. Thanks so much for being as vegan as possible. See you all tomorrow. Oh, and on TikTok. My channel there is called Music by That Vegan Teacher. Take care. Bye for now.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's put our empathy into action. Miss Katie will show us how.